Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about my April TBR. April is going to be busy because I am participating in 2 readathons. One of my resolutions for this year is not to add any new books to accommodate readathons. Initially, it was not to participate in any readathons, but I know it's not possible. I know I'll get tempted. So I changed it to not to add any new books to my TBR to fulfill prompts. So I'm not adding any new books to my TBR. That is fixed because of my buddy reads. I'll just try and use those books to fulfill these prompts. So the first readathon I'm participating is Battle of Bands, hosted by Jake and Stacy at Jake's Discord. Jake from the Bookish Drummer, his Discord. And the second one is TBR Bliss Readathon, hosted by AR Witham in Keymark Discord. I'm going to leave links to both Discords in the description below if you want to join. I'll not get into details of each prompt because there are so many prompts to cover. For Battle of Bands Readathon, there are 4 teams and there are different prompts for each team. If you fulfill your team prompts, you will get 20 points. Your team will get 20 points, and if you fulfill other team prompts, they will have negative -10 prompts. I actually love this concept. I had so much fun last year. We won actually last year. I mean, thanks to my team members, no thanks to me, but I encouraged them, so we won. So it was very important to choose the right team for your TBR because you want to grab more points to your team. So I was very ruthless about it. Though I have friends in other teams, I joined Team Queen because most of my books on TBR fulfill these prompts. And for Team Bliss Readathon, these prompts are actually pretty easy. There are around 10 prompts. You have to fulfill only 5 prompts. There is a max number of books, only 5 books. So you can pick any 5 of these 10. These are actually pretty easy, recommended by friend. Continuing series, I am continuing so many series, so I am not worried about fulfilling these prompts. And there are also bonus points, like second book in a series published in 20th century. Almost I think I have around 3 second book in a series for April, so these are pretty easy to fulfill. I'm not at all worried about fulfilling these prompts. So let's see what books I have in my TBR for April. As I said in my March TBR video, I'm going to include a couple of MBR books. So first 5 are going to be priority books, which I'm going to read for sure, and the last 2 or 3 are going to be MBR. If I have time, I'll get to them. Otherwise, they'll be pushed to next month. So the first book on my TBR is Dragon Haven by Robin Hobb, book 2 in Rainbow Chronicles. I just finished reading Dragon Keeper and I absolutely loved that book. Hobb's character work is as good as her work in her other books. I want to pick this up immediately, but I have 2 more books to read this month. So I'll finish this, and this is the first book I'm going to pick up in April. This I'm going to read for continuation of a series prompt for TBR Bliss Readathon, and a book by an author that you love for Battle of Bands Readathon. And the second book in my TBR is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. I read House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune in 2021 and I loved it. So when I saw this arc in NetGalley, I immediately requested it. This is coming out on April 25th, in the last week of April. So I'm hoping to read this and review it by that time. I am going to read this for recent addition to your TBR prompt, and bonus prompt is published in 21st century. That is for TBR Bliss Readathon. And for the Battle of Bands Readathon, there is a prompt actually to read a book which has stairs in the cover. This cover has actually stairs to climb those tree houses. I checked with Jake, he agreed he'll allow this, so I'm going to read this for that prompt. And the next book on my TBR is Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. That is book 2 in Broken Earth trilogy. I read 5th season in December and I am pushing it from past 3 months. This is high time I read this, otherwise I forget what happens in 5th season. I'm also actually being blackmailed to continue this trilogy. I'm just joking. A friend of mine actually loved this trilogy and he wants me to read it. So I'm reading this for on my TBR for more than 1 year prompt. And for Battle of Bands readathon, there is actually a prompt to read a book you have been pressured. So this fits perfectly. And the next book on my TBR is An Alchemy of Mass and Mirrors by Curtis Craddock. This is book 1 in Rise and Kingdoms. This actually I'm reading as part of readathon hosted by Alan in his Discord. We are starting this trilogy in April. I heard so many great things about this trilogy. I wanted to read this last year, but I did not find time. It's actually steampunk and it actually looks like both Alan and I love this trilogy. So I'm going to read this for Holding It prompt, and bonus prompt is debut author. And I'm not sure about Battle of Bands readathon. I think I'll be reading this for a prompt, a book with already accomplished or successful character. I believe this book will have king or queen. Otherwise, I'll just move these and somehow fit it somewhere. Actually, it's easy to fulfill these prompts. If it doesn't fit any of my team prompts, I can read for other team prompts and give them negative points. And the next book on my TBR is Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan, fourth book in Wheel of Time. My Wheel of Time journey is interesting because I liked first book, second book is little disappointing, and I liked third book. I am loving Matt's POV. At the end of the third book, I had a blast. So I'm very excited to read fourth book. Also, I think fourth book is a favorite to many people. So I'm going to read this for recommended by a friend prompt. And for Battle of Bands readathon, a book featuring a serial killer or multiple deaths. I'm assuming it will have deaths. If not, I'll just move this around. And actually, this one of the other team prompts has to read a book where one of the characters has fire abilities, magical abilities for fire. Wheel of Time actually has power, that one power. So actually, it fits that prompt. If it doesn't fit in my team prompts, I'll read for that team prompt. And the next book on my TBR is Cupboards All Bade by Patricia Meredith. This is book 2 in Spokane Murder Mysteries. Is that the series name? I'm not sure. So I am going to read this first book now in couple of days. I am hoping I'll finish that first book by the end of this month. Actually, I was hoping to fit this prompt in indie author prompt in TBR Bliss Readathon, but that was actually only for SFF. We have to read either science fiction or fantasy book. This is a mystery, it won't fit. But as I said, I'm not going to change my TBR for readathons, so I'm definitely going to read this. Now we start my MBR list. So first book on my MBR is A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdallah. I have this on my TBR from long time, but unfortunately I did not get time to pick this. I think this is the right time for this because it feels a perfect prompt, that is bought it for the cover. Actually, there are many reasons I bought it, because it is recommended by friends and it is written by a friend. Actually, I consider Tiago a friend. Also because I like the cover. So it fits that prompt, and bonus prompt, it fits indie prompt, and I can fit it anywhere in for that other readathon, Battle of Bands readathon. So I'm hoping I find time for this book this month. I hope, fingers crossed. I think I should stop this, but I need to mention another book for my MBR, that is City of Dragons by Robin Hobb, third book in Rainwell Chronicles. As per plan, I am supposed to read this book in April, but clearly I haven't finished book 2 yet, so I think this will definitely move to May 1st, but I'm just adding because I am supposed to read it for April. I totally forgot to mention, for TBR Bliss Readathon, I am in team Beanie Barbarians. My team captain is Tori, hence the name. I got beanie to wear actually to film this video. I totally forgot it. So at least for Tori and for all my teammates, I wear this at the end. Go Team Beanie Barbarians and go Team Queen. Let me know what you have on your TBRs, and if you have read any of the books in my list, please let me know which I should prioritize, which is a fast read, and if you know of any strategies. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.